You want to take a photo with you, man? This a video? Hey.
You hug me! I don't care if you have a girlfriend. Hug me! Oh my god!
I'm single, by the way. Okay. I'm single for the vlog. Thank you for the She put the muscles on her.
Okay, guys, so what you just saw isn't some fake motivational montage about overseas life. It's the reality of what happens when your environment isn't fighting your discipline. Like being overseas, your daily life routine, it feels like you get a lot of support on it, right? But in America, it feels like you're fighting some kind of battle to keep things sustained. So I know some of you guys are like hyper motivated, right? Like maybe you wake up really early in the morning, you do your fitness, you read, you track your protein, you're hitting the gym daily, you watch all kind of self-improvement videos. Maybe you're on monk mode, like you're not spending time on women, you're spending time building yourself up so that you can have a better life. On paper, you look very disciplined, but then American life starts, right? You might have some traffic, you might got to deal with like messy coworkers who are always starting some BS, expensive rent, stress, $20 coffee bills. By the time nighttime rolls around, your discipline is basically depleted, man. And it's not because you're weak, it's because your environment is draining you. And here's the thing, you might be doing all of the right things. You got a better body than before, you're smarter than before, but something just doesn't feel right. It's like your environment isn't really rewarding you. Your environment is fighting you as you're trying to build yourself up. You got more habits, but you don't have more freedom. You got more self-help information, but you don't have more peace. And I understand where you're coming from because I also did the same thing. Like I was grinding every day in the gym. I was reading all kind of books and I worked hard and got an engineering degree, got a high-paying corporate job. But I realized that I was trying to improve myself in an environment that was basically taxing all of my excess energy, so I couldn't really put it towards building myself up the way I wanted to. Think of like a farmer, right? A farmer knows that a good seed will die if you put it inside of toxic soil. And that's basically what I was doing. It's probably what a lot of you guys are doing too. So in America, we got this kind of monk mode fantasy, right? Like a lot of guys are told that if you just grind and sacrifice for like a few months, a year, like no women, no partying, just constant grind, more money, hustle, your life's gonna get better. And that can be true, and it does show a lot of good discipline, but it discounts the fact that you're doing it in a very difficult environment. You're doing it in an environment that isn't necessarily conducive to a happy, peaceful, successful life filled with freedom. Like you can't meditate away a $3,000 rent payment, right? You can't journal your way out of a toxic corporate environment. You can't cold shower your way out of a toxic city that eats your entire paycheck alive. So going back to the plant seed analogy, yeah, you got a great seed, right? You're watering it every day for an hour. You might have some good genetics on your side, but you're putting it in a toxic environment, a toxic soil. So it's not gonna grow to its full potential. For a lot of guys, America is kind of like the poisoned soil. And self-improvement, it does more damage control than it does personal and lifestyle transformation. You're just trying to control the damage, but you can't really transform into something bigger and better. So self-improvement, it puts all the responsibility on your willpower rather than telling you the truth. It's easier to sell you new habits than it is to tell you that your environment is what's keeping you down. And the environment is designed to keep you exhausted. So it's not even that you need more discipline, you need an environment that can help you compound your discipline and get outstanding results from it. By the way, if you're tired of doing monk mode, gym time, self-help journaling inside of a toxic environment that's stopping your growth, is stunting your growth, I offer a free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. We can map out a plan to get you overseas, living a better life, being in an environment where you're results can compound. I recommend doing English teaching. It's what I've been doing for 12 years. It's the fastest way for us Americans to get overseas making consistent income. So click the link in the pinned comment and description. We can map out your plan to get overseas and be in an environment where your results get multiplied tenfold. So we got this amazing book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. And one of the main lessons I got from the book is that your environment can matter a lot more than your personal behavior. So rather than depending on motivation, being in a certain environment, it can make developing good habits easy, and being in the wrong environment, it can make developing good habits very difficult. So bringing it back to the corporate environment example, I can tell you from a personal perspective that you might wake up early, go to the gym, you're starting the day off good, man, that's great. But then work time hits, man, and you're stuck in the office, you maybe gotta rush through your lunchtime, you need to drown yourself with caffeine just to stay alive. Your coworkers dump all kind of stress on you. By the time you get home, it's 7 o'clock and you might have a few hours left in the day. By that time, your mental bandwidth is just completely drained. So you might have discipline, but you don't really have much processing power left. Like your mind is busy calculating rent, stress, anxiety. The day-to-day life in America can have a lot of anxiety for people, man. It's like you're a man who's trying to become elite in an environment that's built to keep you average. So at some point, man, you gotta be a good farmer. Like a farmer knows that it can't blame the seed for not being able to grow in a toxic environment. Likewise, you can't really blame yourself too much for not being able to develop inside the environment that you're in that's designed to keep you fatigued. As a man who takes his life seriously, at a certain point, you gotta realize that, hey, this probably isn't the best environment for my goals. So one thing that's really good to do is called arbitrage. And in this case, it's energy arbitrage. So in normal arbitrage, you go to some place where what you have, the results get multiplied. Now with the energy arbitrage, we go to an environment where our normal level of motivation and work, the results get multiplied way more than it did in the old environment. So I'll tell you that I've been living in Asia for 12 years. It's way easier to be healthy over here. You have access to clean water, high quality food, coconut water. You can get that for super cheap over here. In some places, it's way more expensive than over here in Asia. Like walking becomes normal. I burn literally hundreds of calories a day just from walking. You see, I'm surrounded by beautiful nature. It's like impossible to feel low and down in this kind of environment, surrounded by this kind of beauty and having access to all the things you need to live a healthy life. Now, let me make it clear. You can still burn out and be a loser over here in Asia, especially if you get involved in, drugs, alcohol, excess partying, etc. The point that I'm trying to make is that it's a lot easier to live a higher quality, healthy life over here than it is in the stressful environment that a lot of guys are going through in the West. The same discipline that barely keeps you alive in America can put you at the top of the hierarchy in foreign countries, especially over here in Asia. I'll tell you like that. I've been over here in Asia for a while, and I consider myself to be a pretty disciplined person, but my discipline and all my work ethic gets multiplied 10, 100-fold over here. I get so many excess benefits compared to in America, I'd probably be barely surviving. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering, okay, Danny, how can I get out of this environment and get into an environment where my results can compound? Like, how do I get to an environment where the soil is a lot more beneficial to the seed that I'm trying to plant? I highly recommend English teaching. English teaching is the fastest way for us Americans to get overseas making money consistently. I've been doing it for 12 years in the classroom and online. I'm in Thailand 100% online right now. You can find tons of jobs across Asia. You can work for just a few hours a day and make an above average salary and income relative to the cost of living in whatever country you're choosing. And let me make this clear, guys. English teaching isn't necessarily the end finish line that you're aiming for. English teaching is a stepping stone to get you overseas fast, put you in an environment where you can work on different hustles, different side projects. You can build yourself up because you have the money and free time and mental capital to do that. And you're able to cover your rent, your food, dating. You have time for self-improvement. You have so much free time. I'm telling you guys, you have a lot of time to put towards developing the other areas of your life. English teaching honestly is a blessing because it gives you what you need. You basically get to live an extremely comfortable life without having to work that hard, and you can then choose to use your free time and excess capital to do pretty much whatever you want. And now, I'm not positioning this as an escape fantasy. I'm not saying that you should run away from hard work. I'm saying that it's much better to be working hard in an environment where you're not constantly getting slapped in the nuts every day by society. So yeah, if you're interested in this overseas lifestyle, click the link in the pinned comment or the description. Pick a time for our call. We can map out a way for you how you can get overseas. Typically, guys can get overseas within 30 to 90 days, probably faster depending on how quickly you want to move. And on that call, we can look at your background, your timeline, your country options, and whether English teaching is the bridge for you to use to get overseas. And I also have a free Quickstart English Teaching guide in the pinned comment and description. Click that. The guide will give you an overview of the teaching field, the types of jobs you can work, the countries you can be in, the lifestyle of an English teacher. So click that. It'll be sent to your inbox. And yeah, man, you can see what all the hype is about, man, because this is real life. It isn't hype, man. This is real life. You can be doing this. So yeah, man, shout out to you guys for reaching the end of this video, man. I want you to remember, stop trying to plant your seed in toxic soil, bro. Stop doing that. Take your seed to better soil. And in this case, the better soil is probably an overseas country. All right, see you in the next video.